and the rat goes like this.
Dude.
And I've been rewatching that video all week.
Yeah, man, it's good stuff. And if this is your first ever episode, then good luck. Hit it, Hutch.
You know what it is now, boys and girls of the podcast world. Matt and Tyler on the mics. They're gonna stay here until they agree. They're gonna stay here until they agree. Oh, thank you for listening. This show's called Until We Agree. Oh, thank you for listening.
Jordan's sweet intro. I like it.
And you know what? Let's hit the rat video too so people know what we're talking about. So
Yeah,
you've
one
heard
more time.
Hutch.
Throw it in there.
Here's the rat video. Why not? Hit it,
Hit
rat.
it, Jordan.
Yeah, hit it. Okay.
Rat is this. The rats are all like this. The rat goes like this. So the rat's like this. The normal rat is like this. That's the normal rat. Like this, like this. It sniffs. It's like this for quite a while. He's like this. And then maybe he sniffs. Rat.
All right, and welcome back to Until We Agree. My name is Matt, joined as always by Tyler. By Tyler? With Tyler from Until We Agree. The only podcast that keeps going until we agree.
Till we agree.
It's good to be back. I've gotten a lot of questions this week. I think people have been very generous to us for the last month or so especially, but really it's been months. People want the debates back. That's kind of what the show was founded on, and I think people I think the main thing is people don't like that we like each other more now, and I think if we can at least work on that this week and maybe get into debates some, but we had to find our way back to debates more, but mostly we need to find our way back to hatred. So welcome back, Tyler.
I'm back. I'm glad you're back.
No, you're not glad I'm back. You're not.
I'm not glad you're back. I don't like this guy.
There it is.
That's what I've been trying to say. And I've got some things
Editor Matt, play the nicest moments in Tyler's best man speech from 2 weeks ago.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. That's illegal. That's illegal.
No, sorry, keep going.
Okay, if we're back in the timeline A edit, I don't know what you call these when you're editing these, but there's been a lot of things on social media that's popped up that I thought was right in our wheelhouse.
Mm-hmm.
It is Surprise Topic Tuesday. I don't know if that's going to be something you bring up, but it's something I bring up.
It feels like just by that alone, it feels like maybe we have a similar Surprise Topic Tuesday. And for those who are maybe new, because we have a new contingent of listeners post-wedding, what is Surprise Topic Tuesday?
Surprise Topic Tuesday is Tuesday, of course, and it's a day where we bring surprise topics to each other.
Typically filmed on Mondays.
Yeah. It is Monday. We usually don't tell each other, hence the surprise part, and we talk about them, hence the topic part. And so we got a few each. And do we just want to jump in?
Yeah. Do you want to start with your social media debate that you saw? Because I think I might have the same one.
I was gonna say that one, but sure. Is it the one with the 100 gorillas?
100 gorillas versus one man.
Yeah.
Hey, Rat Pack, Editor Matt here. Didn't think I'd be here in this episode, but you got me. The actual debate is 1 gorilla versus 100 men, and they both seem to think otherwise. So, not 100 men versus... Not 100... Oh, no, I'm confused, too. 100 men versus 1 gorilla. That's it. Okay, bye.
So, this has been going crazy on social media, and all I can think of is, like, there's no chance... There's no chance. Wait, what do you? I'll let you go first.
No, tell me. You seem to have a very firm opinion on this, and I really am. Okay. I don't know. I the fact that you're saying no chance is already raising some alarms to me. But go ahead.
There's no chance that 100 men could take out a gorilla.
Really?
And the only reason I say that is because you got to think about things such as surface area and the amount of men that can be near said gorilla at a single time. And we're looking at maybe 5, even 4 men surrounding this gorilla at a certain time.
No, bro.
So the gorilla's only got 20 to 25 waves of men it needs to get to. Because what?
No, you've talked me out of it. Okay, go ahead, keep going.
You have to think, it sounds crazy, 100 men are going to swarm this gorilla, but realistically, not 100 men at one time can be doing something useful. It's just not possible.
I would prefer if you don't tell me to think when clearly you're not thinking here. So, first of all, it's not 4 men only. Gorillas are huge, and you can get at least 30 hands on a gorilla easy.
Surely
and
not. Come on.
I think and this
is that
this
15 men, 30 hands?
No, there's actually there's 2 guys with only 1 hand, so it's actually
Okay.
17. But anyways,
That's
let's
quick
think about
math.
this. Let's think about this for 1 second. You are smarter than a gorilla, and the one thing that we have is strategy. But the one thing we also have is we value life so much. We value the human life so much that's like the biggest stopping point for me. We have to put that aside in this hypothetical, because we would have to throw so many bodies at the gorilla immediately. If we can get the gorilla off its hands, you just have to get a few people, Joe Goldberg style, to get to the neck. If we can get to the gorilla's neck, I truly think you could get 20 bodies on top of the gorilla. I don't think the gorilla can handle 20 people. Those people would die. I'm not denying for a second there's a good chance all those people die. But if we keep swarming mass on top of the gorilla, it will be overwhelmed by just holding out the mass that it won't even be able to protect itself. It's only playing offense on those bodies. So that's that. But gorillas are so strong, and I do see how it will be tough to get all 100 people towards him. But I think there is a world where you can get easily more than 4, and you just gotta. It's a sacrifice play at that point.
If humans have enough time, like, that's the big question. Is there a strategy period?
Yeah, I think you're allowed to, and at the very least, throw the first 4 men at the gorilla and let them just go down while the smarter men can maybe think for a second.
Because if there's a strategy period, I do think there's a world where 100 men can hopefully find a way to take this thing down. But if it's just like in the heat of the moment, there's 100 men walking, and a gorilla is there and about to be on a rampage, like, I'm just not sure how much they could do in a panic like that.
Yeah, but you gotta, like, the gorilla could go through every man in less than 5 seconds, but at some point the gorilla is also going to get overwhelmed by that situation as well. Like, you gotta think about it from the gorilla standpoint. The gorilla is just a monkey. At the end of the day,
so are we.
Yeah, but
so are 100 man.
Dude, shut up. No, at the end of the day, there's gonna be a moment where the gorilla is gonna have to take a second to think, and that gives us a second to think, and I don't know. There is going to be that human infighting element, and maybe that's the part that is the worst, because who's going to go at the gorilla first? It's going to have to be a thing where, like, collectively they all attack the gorilla. If you get 100 men in a complete circle and everyone swarms at once and make it equal, I honestly think there's a chance. And I don't know. 100 is a big number. Like, it really is. I'm almost wondering, like, what is the number where there's no chance anymore? You're saying it's at least 100, maybe more. I don't know. I think it's between 50 and 100.
Say what about 90 men versus 10 men and a gorilla?
Why would we do that?
That's interesting.
Okay, explain why it's interesting.
Well, if you're saying that 100 men can take out a gorilla, I would say, okay, take away those 10 men and give them to the gorilla, and they are on a team now. Is that enough? Are those 10 men alone enough to strategize with the gorilla and keep the gorilla killers, we'll call them, off while the gorilla does work? Or do we need more from the other team as well?
I think you're giving too much credit.
Where's the balance?
I think you're giving too much credit to the gorilla's intelligent. I get that we're also monkeys in a way, but how does the gorilla know who's on its team? I don't think it would.
Gorillas can talk.
I think it would get... Yeah, like 3 can. Like, literally 3 can talk.
And some can do the little games. They hold up games and they talk.
But that's not gonna be, we can't convey the ways of man-made war to a gorilla in that short amount of time. Especially one that doesn't at least know sign language, American Sign Language at the very least.
In my opinion, we wouldn't even be having this debate if it was a grizzly bear. I think
grizzlies
humans
a different
stand
beast.
no chance.
Yeah, grizzlies are strong, and they're just bigger. One thing that I would like to point out is faster too. I would like to point out that I still do think a bucket is a hole, and I would want 100 men who think likewise to be on my team.
Can I tell you where those 100 men would be after that?
Yeah,
in a hole.
Burial wise, yes.
Called graves, yes.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
I would want. Here's what I would want. I would want 100 men who've never heard of the water cycle.
You would want simple thinkers who don't understand that the water cycle actually plays a part in our lives and keeps us alive, creates every food we've ever had.
Because you're the one person I've run into in the last, I don't know, 15 to 20 years who's ever mentioned the water cycle. And I just can't think of a worse kind of person to have on my team, you know?
But like at the end of the day, you need a strategic thinker like that. Someone who's going to be thinking of those things, because like, why you're downplaying the knowledge of man, and you're downplaying the role that the water cycle. Admit that the water cycle has a big impact on your life. There are 8 billion people in the world. Like, that's not a number to scoff at. 8 billion people could take on one gorilla. 8 billion people also have to drink water. That is so much water.
Hold on.
And
Let's
remember?
rewind here.
Okay.
Here's what you just said.
Yeah.
I want you to listen to this, because I think you were too busy just like saying whatever that you don't know what you just said.
This is a well thought out
Because
sentence. Go ahead.
You said acknowledge that the water cycle is important.
Yeah. So
There's
can you do
8
that?
billion people in the world, and
Yeah.
that's nothing to scoff at.
Uh-huh.
And then you said 8 billion people could take down a gorilla.
Yeah. What's your point?
None of that has anything to do with the water cycle or what we just said.
No, you actually skipped over the most important sentence out of all of them. I said, there are people who need to think about these things. You said that no one's talked to you about the water cycle in 15 to 20 years, but the water cycle has been in your life every single day for the last 15 to 20 years, because there are 8 billion people in the world. You're going to hate how well thought out and coherent this sentence is, because that's the one thing I'm not, is coherent on this podcast. 8 billion people drink water every day. Every day. Give or take a few that probably don't, but for like,
okay,
8 billion people are doing that. We would be out of water if there wasn't for evaporation,
the cycle of it, right?
condensation, precipitation. The cycle of that. Like, do you not understand the impact of that? You're not thinking clear enough. And if I had 100 clear thinkers on my team, people like myself, maybe not like you, for example, maybe 99 people who don't have
Can
Crohn's
I say
disease,
something?
but
Yeah, if you had 100 Crohn's disease havers on your team, I think, well, one, what would you say? 30% of them tummy ache right on the spot, right at the time of battle.
I think 30 is even generous. I think it might be 50 to 60.
And then let's say another 30% are like you, who are thinking about the water cycle while there's
it's not
a
that I'm
gorilla
thinking about
loose and rampaging the other 30%.
I think you're missing the point. I'm not thinking about the water cycle. I'm thinking strategically the same way you have to think about the impact of the water cycle. It's deep thinking. It's smart thinking. And
I don't think you have time for that.
Give me 99 people like me with Crohn's disease, and I'm fine.
What does that mean? With
strong,
small wrists,
but strong,
small wrists,
in
small
shape,
feet,
flexible, tall.
How many torn meniscus or menisci?
Zero torn meniscus, 4 torn MCLs. Get it right.
Okay.
If you're going to come for the
4
king,
torn MCLs.
come for the MCL.
Right. And you think 100? Do you think, okay, if you were cloned, it's 100 of you. You're taking down. You have a hive mind too, so you have like the strategy aspect on lock.
And
You're
how many
taking
of
down a
them?
gorilla?
Quick question: how many of them have souls? Just me still?
Yeah.
If it's just me,
I mean,
if it's actually just me,
no,
I'm actually
wait, no,
perfect.
you're gonna
No,
cop
you already
out.
said yeah. You already said
out.
yeah.
You're gonna cop out. You're gonna cop out.
How am I gonna
and,
cop
throw
out?
them? You're gonna throw them at the gorilla is just
Because
like to tire him out.
I've
I know
been
what you're
standing
doing.
behind that strategy the whole time. Like, there's gonna be a sacrifice play, and that's the part that the gorilla stands a chance on. It's not the
Actually,
physical.
I've changed my
100 men-
mind. There's
okay.
100 clones of you, but each one has a soul of a friend or loved one, and it will take them with you.
How-
So you have to rank who goes with you, and you know which one's which.
Yeah, no, that actually makes it a lot easier too. Not as easy as no souls at all, but knowing who is who is actually meant.
Actually, you don't know which one's which. Then I like that better because now it's you have no way to enforce your bias.
Then I think we throw our feces towards the monkey and run away, because I don't want to
retreat.
Be part of that.
Your options retreat. Okay.
I can't wear that.
Good
And that's
job.
what I'm saying. That's the true debate is the psychological impact of giving up human life to defeat the monkey. We're beating 100 functioning men are beating this monkey. Like, that's just the fact of the matter in my eyes now, as this
There's
conversation
only one way to
on.
find out, and I'm hearing Mr. Beast is all over it.
Okay. That's good. That's good news. Also, one kid took down Harambe, but that's a different story. All right. That's surprise topic 1. What do we do now? Do you want me to do one?
Surprise topic. Yeah, you go since I introduced that one. If we have another one of the same ones, I'm gonna start to, I don't know. I'll have some questions.
Yeah, so I'll give you a chance because this is half pop culture, half something that happened in my life yesterday.
Okay, shouldn't be me.
Okay, well it actually is. Thank you for saying that because this topic is one word and then in parentheses more words.
Okay.
Topic is you, and then in parentheses, you not the show, but also the show. Have you seen the show yet?
The first 4 episodes. I've seen the first 4 episodes. They're pretty good, right?
Yeah, Tyler put me onto you like 2 or 3 years ago, and I was skeptical because some could say I'm a scaredy cat. And Tyler took me under his wing, and we actually had a great time watching you together. So I appreciate him for that. And then I've kind of gotten to go on my own path now in the last couple of years and finish you. I saw the end of it, so I won't say anything. But that was a Tyler and Matt moment. Was getting to watch you together. Kind of changed my whole trajectory on what I would consume media wise. But the you I want to talk about is you, Tyler, from Until We Agree specifically, because this I got really tripped out in like a weird way yesterday. And somewhat repulsed by you by nothing that you personally did. So.
Oh, I think I know what this is. Okay.
There's simply no way. There's simply no way. So.
Wait. Can I guess?
Yeah, take a guess.
Why don't you say it? Why don't you mute and say it to the fans, and then I will take my guess.
Okay, you're gonna hate this then. Okay, I'm on mute. So what happened was yesterday. I don't know how Tyler thinks he knows about this. We haven't talked about it, and there's no way you could ever pull this out of a hat. I was sitting behind a married couple, and the guy looked like a version of Tyler, like 40 years in the future. He's probably mid-50s, so like 30 years in the future, mid-50s. His wife was sitting next to him.
It's a bit longer than I thought, actually.
When he turned his head, his profile looked exactly like Tyler. He had all the same traits as Tyler. It was insane. But what was really grossing me out was that his wife kept reaching into his ear canal and like cleaning something out of it for him. And he would just turn and like look at her and smile. And I did not like it at all. And it made me think of Tyler too much. Okay, I'm going to bring Tyler back in. Okay, I'm undeafened. I've told them, I've given them a good explanation, but I want to see what you have to say.
Somewhere in there I said, this is longer than I thought, actually.
Yeah, go ahead. Give your go.
It's got to be the only thing we talked about yesterday. I sent you a video of me climbing.
Mm-hmm.
And am I on the right track? Just stop me if I'm not.
You're not at all.
Okay. I thought you were going to be repulsed by the fact that I climbed with my shirt off outside.
No, that was fine just because you were far away, so I didn't have to see the gross parts. But
okay, nice.
No, you were fine. I was worried about you not wearing a helmet because you were climbing outside, but you explained the rationale and you said it's a well-established course and you had safety measures in place. So I'm fine with how you climbed yesterday, even if your shirt was off, which did disgust me. What I was telling the Rat Pack was yesterday I was sitting in front of a married couple, and when the guy turned his profile towards me, so much of him, he was like in his like mid-50s though. So he was like way in the future, but he had so many like physical traits that looked like what you would be looking like in your mid-50s. Like
just
his teeth looked the same. He had like the same smile. He had the same eyes. And he even had like the same like wispy hair that you have. It was very strange. And so I was like, whoa, this is Tyler. But then as like time went on, I was still sitting behind them, and his wife would keep reaching into his ear canal and like cleaning it out for him. And I was
this wasn't me.
It wasn't you, but I was disgusted by the act, and then that made me think about you, and then I thought about your girlfriend doing that to your ear, and that made
things
like gross for me.
I don't think.
And no, but he every time she would do it, she would like dig in there for like 4 or 5 seconds, and then he would like look at her and just give her like a nice grin. Like it was like an okay thing to do in public.
That's a strange thing.
And like all I could see, but every time he would turn his head, I could see his side profile, and it looked just like you, and I couldn't separate the two.
Bro, I can promise you this right here, right now, that was not me.
Dude, I didn't sleep well last night. I think I'm going to sleep better tonight knowing that wasn't you. Thank you for sharing that. Okay.
Well,
that's all I have.
That reminded me, this is not my surprise topic.
Oh.
I was at the climbing gym last week.
As you do, yeah.
Absolutely disgusting couple. Like.
Oh, no. Okay.
Like, they're older, not old, but like, I don't know, 40. Like 40, nice looking young couple. Whatever you want to say.
But you would look twice when you saw them in a climbing gym for sure.
No. Like they looked athletic. They were climbers. Everything.
Okay.
But the issue wasn't the climbing.
This is a great story.
the PDA,
Oh,
she was like laying on him on the mat while people were trying to climb, like, 2 feet to the right of them. There was lots of just making out under routes.
Oh.
I was so confused. But yeah, that just reminded me that because I was also thoroughly disgusted in public by behavior.
But like,
and you'll never guess the weirdest part.
It was
It's funny you mentioned that.
Uh-huh.
The girl looked like you.
That was funny, man.
Nice. That did happen, except for the girl part. She didn't look like you at all.
Right. No. Yeah, but like that's still like there's an argument that we both witnessed the same thing because there was a certain level of like intimacy that this couple that I was witnessing was sharing in a public space that is like repulsive for its own reason.
Right.
And then yours was like, we get it. Like you can do that.
Basically.
Like get a room basically. So
get a room basically.
Yeah. It's nice to know that we shared that experience.
Okay. Well, now we'll both sleep better after getting that off our chests.
Mm-hmm.
But my next topic, you're going to love this.
Okay.
All right. What movie would you say played out over the last few days when you think about a quarterback, maybe the son of a famous former cornerback? What would you say played out?
Dude, are you talking about Draft Day starring Kevin Costner?
Dude, the movie Draft Day.
Dude.
I was thinking Shedeur Sanders got Bo Callahan so hard.
Yeah. Dude, I got to explain the entire plot of the movie Draft Day to Brittany in the car, and it like got me so fired up this week because that's like a movie. It's such like a cult classic movie, but like people like you and me, so much of that movie sticks with us so much. Like you pull out Vontae Mack's name, and you're like, how do I know who Vontae Mack is? That first number one overall pick though, and then and then you like get to the very end when he's talking to the Seattle Seahawks again to get all his picks back so they can draft Bo Callahan, and then he turns, it's getting me fired up again. Then he turns down, like he offers the trade and he's like, do all this, and then the Seahawks management goes on mute for a second and they're like talking to each other because they know they had to take it, and then so they take it and then they come off mute and they're like, all right, Sonny Weaver, Kevin Costner's character, by the way, the Browns GM. Yep. They're like, all right, we'll take it. And then Kevin Costner goes, no, sorry, we live in a different world now than we did 30 seconds ago. I need David Putney. How do I know who David Putney is? Because he gosh darn felt like it. Oh, it gets me so fired up. That movie is so much fun. But sorry, I don't want to veer too far off, but that movie gets me so hype, even though it's like so unrealistic, so stupid, but it's so much fun to watch. Anyways, Shedeur Sanders, yes, a very similar thing felt like it happened. Go ahead.
Yeah, because he was projected by most people in the first round, I would say.
Yeah.
Probably the third highest rated quarterback for a lot of boards.
He was the second highest rated quarterback.
Yeah, because it was Cam Ward who went number one overall.
But there were talks he was going to go like number 2 or number 3 overall pick until like the last like month or so, and then it was still like he's going in the first round. They just didn't know where, but he wasn't going to be the number 2 overall pick. But he was still like so highly regarded. Anyways, keep going.
Well, and then the plot of Draft Day is, Bo Callahan's going to get picked high. He doesn't get picked. He slides because everyone else passes on them because they assume that there's something they don't know.
Because Sonny Weaver has to know something because he got the number 1 pick and took Vontae Mack, but they don't know that he was going to get Vontae Mack no matter what. It was on an index card in his pocket the whole day.
So that is what happened with Shedeur Sanders. I mean, we don't know that specifically, but
it's important to know.
It's just crazy. And yeah, go ahead.
No one went to Bo Callahan's birthday party, not even his offensive lineman.
Right. And for Shedeur Sanders, I saw memes about that, how nobody went to his birthday party. But he wouldn't work out for any teams. He only talked to a couple. Like, it was just, people got bad vibes from him, and then they just, I guess, made an example out of him. It was crazy because he didn't slide to the second round. That'd be crazy. He didn't slide to the third. When he didn't go to the third round, we were like, oh wow. After the third round, I was like, oh, he might not get drafted.
I thought it was over. I was like, these teams have had 3 chances to take him. Why would they take him now?
And then eventually, after many quarterbacks went, he went in the 5th round
to a team that had already drafted a quarterback that draft. Crazy.
Not a good team. Also, the Browns. They've never drafted a quarterback and then that quarterback done well on that team, I would say.
And that's big coming from you because you're such a Deshaun Watson fan. Everything he does, so that it's for you to speak against his team. actually speaks
No,
highly
we-
to
I
how
think-
strange this moment
hold on.
was. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Because you said Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, he's the quarterback for
Oh
that team.
no, I love Deshaun. no. No, Deshaun Watson's a bad dude. I think
Yeah.
we can stand on that. Deshaun Watson's a bad dude.
Quote
we
him.
think he should be out of he should be out of the NFL.
Yeah.
And let's get Shadur in there. He's done nothing wrong except for, I mean, he's probably a bit entitled, but it'd be hard not to when you know, your dad is one of the best, athletes of all time.
It's not even that. It's just that's all he's ever been told. That's
Yeah.
all Deion's probably ever said is he was the best, so you're gonna be the best too.
Right.
And he's just so gosh darn cool. Like you gotta give him credit. Every time they would cut to him, he did look
He
cool.
is cool. Except
Like-
I will say he got absolutely torched in that video with Cam Ward, where Cam Ward's just like trashing him and how bad he is. Basically, did you? Have you seen this?
And then he's like, and then Shador's like, I bet you can't hop on this track with me. And Cam goes, I'm actually a football player. Ooh, tough,
Yeah.
tough to see.
Because he said like, oh, you're going for a water break. We're not even through the drill, and he's like, I don't drink water. I drink Gatorade. I get paid by them. But he's like stumbling over the sentence. It's a
tough,
bad
man.
look.
It's kind of like what we do sometimes when we want to be
Yeah.
funny, but we're not getting paid quite that much. But if we were getting paid, we'd be getting paid by Body Armor, not
Body
Redacted
Armor.
Aid or Redacted
Which
Aid.
I just bought a bulk
24
case of
pack.
Body
yeah,
Armor.
that was sick, man.
Yeah.
That got me fired
It
up.
is sick.
I was like watching Draft Day when I got that picture.
Were you really?
Yeah, no, I wasn't watching it, but it felt like the same. Like
Oh, okay.
the endorphin rush
I thought
I
you.
got.
Okay. Well, thank you for not lying. Why don't you go next? Because my next one's a banger. I've saved it for the last.
Okay, mine is just why are people who are so good at music like Jacob Collier and I'll say it, John Bellion making such bad music now? Even though they have
I
such a
don't
musical
know.
mind. It's very
I
strange.
would say John Bellion's last two have been good,
They've been better than what he used to do.
but then when you go back to 10 years, that's the
Yeah.
thing with Jacob Collier. I've never like listened to more than one song and be like, oh, this is really good. I could get into this.
Yeah.
I tried to force myself to like Jacob Collier. It's just so hard.
Because you want to be like one of his fans. You want to be a prude about liking Jacob Collier. But at the end of the day, Jacob Collier is bad at making music. John
Yeah.
Bellion.
He seems,
But what they're doing is they're making music that like impresses themselves now. John
They've
Bellion especially,
ascended.
he's done the commercial thing. He's done the hits. He's done the hits for other people. He's just kind of doing. It just seems like he's just doing what he likes now. But man, do
Yeah.
I just want something? I want him to make what I like, and I don't think that's unfair for me to say. I want people to make exactly what I want them to make for my
But
own
then you have like
consumption
Charlie
purposes.
Puth, who is doing what we're asking them to do, but we still hate it anyways.
Yeah, but did we ever like Charlie Puth? Is the thing.
Yeah, he had some hits a while ago.
Yeah, but like, did we ever like really like them? Is the thing.
I don't know. I
And
went to his
just
concert
because
and it's one of the worst I've seen.
Yeah, I'm sure. Just because like Maddie Healy was subtweeted in a Taylor Swift song from the Tortured Poets Department saying that Charlie Puth should be a bigger artist. I don't think that that gives us the right to say that he actually has ever made a good song besides "See You Again," but that was mostly Wiz Khalifa. Like
Right. And that's not even that good of a song. It's just because it was after, Fast and the Furious 7.
Fast and Furious came out. Everyone in the world was about to graduate high school, so we were going through the emotions of that and leaving home for the first time.
Yeah, no, I think that was just a gathering storm for everyone in the world was graduating high school. I remember that.
Yeah, and then
then
throw it back again.
Wait.
Think about Harambe.
We went to different elementary schools. At your 5th grade graduation, did they play a song?
Dude, we didn't get a 5th grade graduation.
Oh, okay, we did.
We got
We
to
did
play
like
kickball.
a last walk around. We did like a last walk around our elementary school campus, and you know what song they played? Not during the walk, but before that, like for the actual like ceremony-ish type thing.
What?
"My Wish" by Rascal Flatts.
Oh,
I was devastated.
dude, that's crazy. What an emotional manipulation for a 12-year-old. That's
was
so
crazy.
crazy. Like that's I don't know. Recess was fun though. There was a lot of good going on in 5th grade that you never really get again.
No,
Still, that is pretty crazy. I don't know.
because
about
guess
that
where I
one.
met Ronnie?
5th grade.
4th grade, kickball, Laura
Come on,
Ingalls
son.
Wilder Day.
No way. Why are you guys playing? You guys weren't reflecting on the impact of Laura Ingalls Wilder on your life. You were playing kickball.
That was earlier in the day, I guess we were doing that because we were dressed pretty silly, I'll say.
Sure, dude.
Like
I
Little
never.
House on the Prairie type dress. Yeah.
I just got like a weird flashback. The last day of 5th grade, we had our class won the kickball tournament.
Okay.
And so if the 5th grade class that wins the kickball tournament gets to play the teacher team. And of course we lost because we were actually just 5th graders, and for some reason we thought we could win that. But what happened was I saw my dad after he was like in the pickup line.
Go ahead.
He was in the carpool pickup line for the last day of school. I didn't go back into school, and I just left. And as far as I know, I didn't finish 5th grade, but they let me keep going. Anyways, that is such like a weird moment in my time in memory that just came back to me in a very weird moment.
I bet you felt so sick just walking off the kickball.
I think it bothered me for the entire summer because I was worried that I wasn't going to get to go to middle school.
You were going to show up to 6th grade, and
I didn't want to tell anyone.
Like, yeah, you're not welcome here, bud.
I was nervous to like, talk about how nervous I was about it.
You got 1 day left to. You got to go back.
Yeah.
Because you didn't get to tour the middle school, right? Because that was when the swine flu broke out.
Yes, we missed it because the swine flu breakout shut down middle school. I forgot about that. Yeah,
that was crazy.
Crazy times, man. We've been through.
Speaking of the
a lot,
swine
man.
flu.
Yeah. Okay.
My next topic has nothing to do with that, but I'm all into transitions these days.
You're doing great.
So, I had a little help from our friend at ChatGPT. So I've got a little quiz for you.
Okay, come on, son.
How domesticated is Matt Howard after marriage?
Oh, interesting. This is
instructions.
Are there right or wrong answers? Sorry, tell me the instructions.
So, instructions. You answer each question yes or no. And you have to keep track of how many yeses you get. Because at the end, there's a little grading system.
Okay. I have my notes up. Okay, I'll track it.
All right. This is Matt Howard after marriage. 1, have you ever voluntarily bought throw pillows without being asked?
Without being asked? Well, we got them all off our registry. Is that the same thing? We have so many. That should have been one of my surprise Tuesday topics.
You know what? I think we're going to count that, yes.
We have so many pillows now. It takes me 5 minutes to make the bed. I'm not even kidding. It's just because of the stupid pillows. Or not stupid.
We're going to say yes.
Brittany,
because you just admitted to making the bed with all those. So
the pillows are not stupid, yes. Brittany. They're great. I love them.
Do you know the difference between regular towels and guest towels?
Yes.
Can you explain that?
Our regular towels are white, and then you actually use one of our guest towels because there's fish on them. Remember? Giant fish.
Right. It's just a little garbage towel. Yeah.
Yeah, garbage throwaway towel, and then we also have waffle shaped guest towels. Yes. Next question.
Okay, so that's 2 yeses. Can you load the dishwasher correctly without getting quote unquote the look?
Well, here's the thing. I'm gonna say no because I probably give the look because Brittany chooses to not hand wash any of the big pots, so we just put them all in the dishwasher, and I don't.
You can take
I don't
no.
love that, so I'm gonna say no to that one because I'm the look giver there. But
that might be worse for you, in my opinion, as far as domestication goes. But I'll give you a no.
Give me a no, please. Thank you.
Have you ever lit a candle purely to set the mood at home and not because something smelled bad?
No.
These are the first times I'm reading these, by the way.
Yeah, it's showing. No, it's not the first time. Or I know I've not ever done that.
But not just for. I'm just like
we're
not
using
like
we
for
don't
the
use
vibe.
Candles here.
Right?
We don't use candles here. We have these things.
You've never lit a candle
Puras
for the vibe.
You plug into the wall. They create the smell, the scent.
And so you've done that for the vibe.
No, they're on a timer,
bad?
Bro. They're on a timer, bro.
Is it?
There's no. Okay. There's been no vibe since.
That's 2 no. 2 no.
Thank you.
Do you have a favorite brand of laundry detergent?
Yes, but that's another one where she has copied.
There's
mine.
no buts. You can say yes.
Yes.
Have you ever used the phrase "we need more storage space"?
Oh, every day, like 5 times a day. No. Yes.
We're at 4 yes. Can you find at least 3 things in the pantry without asking where they are?
Well, it's funny you mentioned that. There's 4 things that are now in unlabeled bins. 8 things actually. 4 are loose ingredients and 4 are loose snacks. So I'm gonna say no because I don't know what the loose ingredients are because they're not labeled. They're just in those clear containers. You know what I'm talking about with like bamboo lids.
This one seems a bit. You guys are pretty fresh into the Like the pantry's probably not fully stocked yet. So I would imagine. No, well, she's lived there for long enough.
Yeah, no, there's no excuse at this point.
Okay. So that's 4 yeses, 3 nos. Is that right?
Okay, yeah.
Do you know the exact setting your partner prefers for the thermostat?
It's still a work in progress. I just kind of do it without telling her. I just kind of set the temperature to whatever I want. Is that allowed? That's a no. I'm not domesticated at all for that answer. Now that I think about it. All right.
Have you ever willingly attended a farmer's market?
There's been talks. I fought it off this last Friday or this last Saturday, but I'm gonna say it's more yes. It's gonna be more of a yes than a no by the end of maybe not by the end of April, but by the end of May, I will have attended a farmer's market.
Okay,
I'm sure
we're gonna call that a yes then because
Yeah.
it's scheduled at this point.
Yeah.
All right, last question.
Okay.
Do you know what a duvet cover is and how to put one on?
Yes. No. I know how to put it on in theory. I just don't want to.
All right, so that's how many yeses? That's 7?
I'm counting 6 yeses.
6 yeses. Okay, so if you had 0 to 2 yeses, you would be the untamed bachelor.
Come on.
You're still clinging on to your wild roots. Laundry piles don't scare you. Organization is for other people. Marriage is a journey. There's still some time to evolve. 3 to 5 yeses. The reluctant roommate. You made some adjustments, but still sometimes feel like a guest star in your own house. Domestic life is starting to grow on you slowly. 6 to 8 yeses. This is where you'll fall.
Okay.
The house husband in training.
Uh-oh.
That's you.
That even feels like the correct title for
You've
me right
embraced
now.
the art of cozy living and are this close to being a true domestic king. Folding fitted sheets is your final boss.
I will say everything in this house is way softer than everything in every other house I've ever been in. So I get it. I do get it.
And soon you'll be a 9 to 10 yeses, the domesticated Don Juan. You're the king of coordinated throw blankets and perfect pantry organization. Martha Stewart would be proud and in prison.
Right, exactly. They don't
You're
mention
fully
that.
living that happily ever after at home life.
Wow. That's beautiful. I feel like I'm doing as far as a 2.5-week-old husband can do. I think I'm doing okay. There's been some adjustments, and you're right. Like the throw pillows, everything that has to do with decorating a bed is breaking my brain a little bit, but we're getting through it, and I'm getting comfortable and just accepting that that's life now.
Especially when you start to think, what are you making this bed for?
Exactly.
You're just gonna get back in it and sleep in mere hours, but you're putting maybe hundreds, if not thousands, of pillows back on it.
It's the pillows. That's the one that really gets me. There's just so many pillows, and there's also the duvet. Well, I can get into it more. The duvet you don't even use the duvet because it's not part of the sleeping. It's not part of the sleeping setup. It's only a part of the decor setup. It's
right.
The bed is really breaking my brain more than anything else as far as being a husband goes. But that's just how it is. Anyways, this was a dynamite surprise topic Tuesday.
I'm liking it so far.
This was good.
I think you should have one left, right?
Well, you took my.
Or no, we joined on the
shared,
first one. We joined on the first
yeah,
one. Right,
yeah.
all right. All right, that's a good one to end on then.
Yeah, that was
we can
good.
Move on to some Q&A.
And tell people how to leave a Q&A question.
Well, the way I did it, and I mean I didn't do it, but somebody with a very similar name to mine put one in. On Spotify, you can just scroll right down and leave a question, and we will answer it, hence Q&A. And there's other ways too. You can go on Instagram.
Yep.
You can go on TikTok at Until We Agree on both of those.
Yeah.
And probably on Apple. I don't really know if we check those. But
I don't know
I'm
how
sure
to.
it's there.
You can leave a review on Apple. Give us 5 stars on Apple and on Spotify, wherever you're listening. It'd be so appreciated. You can write words to review a podcast overall on Apple. And if you guys have a question there, we'll go look at it. That's fine. But yeah, leave us a question anywhere, and we'll get to it eventually. That's how it goes.
We'll
Sometimes we
sniff it
forget, but people do well at reminding us. So yeah, so some guy named T. Pritchard left a comment this week on Spotify. Why don't you tell us what that one is?
Well, I thought you were gonna read it, so let me open it up.
Oh, okay. Well, I can read it then.
You read it.
Okay. You just found out the last seat on a train. Oh, tough reading. Okay. From the top. You just found the last seat on a train. Nice. In walks a pregnant woman, an old man with a cane, a woman holding a newborn, and a young man with crutches. Who do you give your seat to and why? Do you want me to answer?
I do. I want to hear what you think.
I'm keeping it. I found it first.
Okay. For some reason I knew you were gonna say that.
It seems like they need to. That's a pretty easy exercise for anyone to be able to do. It seems like they all need to grow strength for some reason to heal their bodies or to just strengthen a waning body that is progressing with age. So standing up is not going to do you much harm in any of those situations. And I found it first, so I'm going to keep it.
Well, I feel like we have to.
I'm
we have
a
to
strapping
establish-
young man who's tired.
Okay, so we'll keep that in mind then.
Okay.
I feel like you have to establish a value to each person's suffering if they are standing,
Okay.
right? So let's say a strapping young man who is tired. What would that suffering look like if you're standing up?
I would be more tired. I wouldn't get less tired.
Well, no,
If I'm
on a
sitting
scale
down, I would
on a
recover.
scale of 1 to 10. We're quantifying this.
Of suffering?
Yep,
Like a 9.
a 9. Okay,
2?
so a 9. See, okay, 9.2. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, now a pregnant woman who needs to stand.
Define like that one's so loosely defined. There could be
8
a pregnant
months.
woman who's 4.3.
4.3. Are you serious?
Yes.
No, okay, good.
They're
good.
fine.
That's good. That's so less than half.
Yeah.
Strapping young man who's tired. I guess I didn't say that she was tired.
Yeah, exactly. There's no specification. Or whoever
okay.
made this comment. Yeah.
Old man with a cane.
Has a cane, anchored to the cane. 2.6.
Okay. Anchored to
That's
the
a good
cane.
that's a good
advice.
physical
That's
therapy.
good advice.
That's a good physical therapy workout for him anyways. He needs to be standing up more, it sounds
A
like.
woman holding a newborn.
Average age is probably younger than me of the two of them, so I deserve it more. Seniority.
Number of suffering.
1.1.
1.1. Wow. Okay.
They're probably
And
happy
then
too. A newborn baby? How
A
happy is his
young
mother?
man. A young man with crutches.
How young? What's the age?
14.
Yeah, see, no, they're fine. Seniority still rules on that one.
Okay. I
They
agree
probably-
with you
first of all, they
on
probably
the
like
young
the
man with
crutches.
crutches.
He probably thinks
I
that's
think-
really cool. He probably gets a lot of attention at school
Yeah.
because of it. He's fine.
Holding a newborn, I also agree. No, well, I don't agree that you should have the seat. I guess let me make that clear. But I think that pregnant woman straight up like trumps all of them. I don't know why. I guess because I'm
and
just
truly, now if I'm being totally honest, I think woman with a baby deserves seat more than pregnant woman because the one with the baby has a lot of supplies with her too. I'm sure. Stroller.
maybe, but those
Or
can
not
all,
like a stroller,
those,
like a
I
bag,
don't
a
think
big
that has to be
bag.
on the seat with you. And if
But she has to
baby
be
has
carrying
stroller,
that.
maybe the baby should be in stroller. In my opinion.
Well, that's fine. I took it back. If there's if she has like a big like bag she's holding or something of the sort, that's
Now
gonna weigh
imagine
more.
that bag, but it's in your stomach. That's
Yeah,
what
but
a
it's gonna weigh.
pregnant
It's gonna
woman's
weigh
like.
more though. Babies are like 8 pounds when they're born. That's the thing about pregnant women. They act like it's such a big deal. It's 8 pounds. You know,
Right. And how we could curl that so many times.
I could curl 1,000 babies right now. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, I guess.
That's we should clip that and then we should cut to me trying to curl 8 pounds 1,000 times.
I think you could do it.
That'd be a great TikTok video. All right. Look for that on TikTok coming soon. I will try to curl 1,000 pregnant stomachs.
1,000 pregnant stomachs curled by Matt Howard. I would guess 45 is what you'll get to before you.
45,
You
that's
cash
it? Oh, wait, is this in one go or like
Yeah, you
are we
can't
talking-
rest.
Okay, no rest. Oh, okay. Can I No, I'm sticking with it. 1,000.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we'll see
Well,
what
all right.
happens.
I mean, I guess, yeah, because I do think an old man with a cane, it's just like, what else is the cane for but to support you?
That's
It's kind of a waste of
resting.
money if you're sitting
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
And then to a young man with crutches, same with the crutches, they're to support you. So
Yeah.
it really just becomes what's more important between a pregnant woman and a formerly pregnant woman. So
Or a strapping
who-
young man who's tired.
and a strapping young man who's tired with Crohn's disease, we might add.
Don't forget that. People always
What if-
overlook that on me.
Now there,
I wear
you
it
said
so well.
9.2. I would say, and this is a throwback to the non-new listeners, if a strapping young man who's tired has food poisoning, we might be giving a 9.5 in suffering.
I guess it depends on where you're at with it for sure. I think in two silos in one exact moment of having severe Crohn's and having severe food poisoning, they're probably comparable if we're being honest. It's just one person has to live with it forever.
It's a bit of
and
a
then-
reach, and I don't think we
poisoning
should
is the
really
same.
compare suffering in this light. It's kind of
Yeah,
bad
sure.
taste in my opinion.
Yeah, super insensitive of whoever brought that up. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah,
Yeah, it's just
so,
not something that I would do.
right. Kim asked a question too. Kim, the OG of question asking, super reliable. Ronnie, nowhere to be found anymore. His run is over. Kim reigns supreme and always will. Kim asks, where do your fingernails actually start?
Which, I mean, this feels like more of a scientific question.
Yeah, there's an answer out there for sure. What are fingernails? Are fingernails just bone?
No.
Do fingernails grow more in water? Be honest with me. Do yours grow more in water? Because mine do.
What do you mean grow more in water?
Like if I'm at like a pool, my fingernails will grow more that week than a standard week.
I don't think so. I mean, maybe there's science behind that. I don't know.
I don't know. That's just something that I've always noticed. Is my fingernails grow faster when I'm around water. But don't quote me on that. Maybe it's not true.
I mean, I would just think the cuticle, right? I don't know where else you would say. Where else could you say that they start from?
It could sprout off from a bone inside your body. Like your
I'm sure it comes from somewhere below the cuticle, but I don't know where. I don't know.
You keep saying this word like I know what it is, but I'm just gonna like keep running with it.
You don't know what a cuticle is?
Bro, of course not. What am I supposed to know everything?
You don't know what a cuticle is?
Not off the top of my head, no.
Are you serious? Are you joking?
I'm ready. No, I'm ready to be done with this episode. So, do you want to tell the Yu-Gi-Oh story again, or are you good?
We've told it, and it didn't go over well.
It wasn't not well received. No,
it's not a hit.
But
yeah, a cuticle is not.
Question. Oh, okay. We're back to it.
I was just gonna say, a cuticle is not a place where you go into the office and work. It's like it's like the nail bed, the bottom of it, where it's like a little whiter on your hand.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
no, that makes sense.
You've never had a manicure?
There should be a name for that. No, bro.
Oh, well, you're so manly.
I work for a living. That's why I'm so tired. Well, hit it, Hutch.
Thank you for listening. This show's called Until We Agree. Oh, thank you for listening.
All right, what's our outro? Did you really? No, it's fine. Tyler stopped the recording, but what do you want me to tell him? No, it's okay. I can just interpret for you. Okay, Tyler says,
The rats are all like this. The rat goes like this.